Hi everybody, it's Audrey and welcome back to my channel. Today is a little different. We are going to show, or I'm going to show you guys what I do to make extremely thin hair, thinning, balding hair, which I will show you, into looking thick and full. Stick around, this ought to be a good one. I'll show you some tricks. I'm going to style it for you guys, tell you every product I use, what tools I use, the whole nine. Please stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's just jump into a video about thinning hair. Okay, you guys, a lot of us in this age range and any age range can suffer from hair loss, thinning hair, damaged hair. I'll give you a little history. I burned my scalp over a decade ago, probably almost 15 years ago now, when I was trying to be a blonde. I did it fine on my own, and then I went into a salon to have it done, and they put bleach on my head and left it on too long, and it burnt my scalp. I lost a lot of hair, and it's never grown back. Yeah. Anyway, I've had to deal with that since, and so I used to have very thick, very, very thick hair, and it's been an adjustment. So I'm going to go through and show you what I do to make my hair look like it's full and thick, because that's the idea. So I'm actually going to show you, and this is very embarrassing to me, but how bald I really am. I have very, very little hair on the top of my head. Can you see that? It goes all the way back to here. I even have a burn mark back there. And it is just, it's sad, but you can see, it's just, if I tried to just part it on its own, I mean, there's just way too much missing, see, all through here. So we're gonna fake it until we make it, or just fake it the rest of my life, however it works. And then I'm gonna dry my hair upstairs. It's just simple blow dry. I don't use a round brush except on my bangs, and I'll do that. But I blow dry upside down. That's the only key, is I blow it upside down to get as much fullness as possible. But first, let's talk about products. Okay, I do always wash with, and I didn't bring it down, any kind of shampoo or and conditioner that has biotin, collagen, especially biotin, a thickening shampoo. Those are the things that and moisturizing also, because it's dry. I use a moisturizing shampoo, Kirkland, and that's just a Costco brand. But then I use a biotin conditioner. But now I'm going to add some more biotin. Plus I take vitamins that have biotin in it, and that's really important. But I'm taking this thickening biotin and collagen hair oil and going to put it throughout the ends of my hair. And I do a whole dropper full here, sometimes two, because I have a lot of length in my hair. Whoop, sound like something went off outside. So I just rub it through to my ends. And this is to prevent, more than anything, breakage and continual hair loss. I'm going to do another dropper full and kind of do up in here a little bit. You can massage it in. This is a nice hair oil, but it's not oily. So I massage that in all the way through to the ends. So the next thing I do is I'm going to take this, and I don't do all of these every single day, but I try to do several of them, and that helps. This is the niacin and caffeine boost stimulator spray, and this is by OGX. And I get in there and I rub it in to the areas that are missing hair. Now I cannot say whether it's grown any hair back. I keep thinking it does. So that's that. The other thing that I add is any kind of thickening serum, and this one is thickening hair lifter for Plump for Joy, Not Your Mother's, just about that much. And I add that to the ends of the hair. And this is a little thickening. I add that all the way through and down to the ends. And just get that in there. And it will definitely get it through with the brush later. There's a couple other things. Now either I use coconut curls and add a little mousse to it, because that does add volume. It also holds the style. Or when I don't want to style my hair, but I want it to look like it's a little fuller and I just want to wash and run, I use this, which is a spray gel. I'm not going to use that today. That's when I just wash and run and I don't blow dry or anything. And I try not to blow dry all the time. I really don't, because it's also damaging. So I'm going to put a little bit, oh, before I do that, I'm going to do the Aussie Hair Insurance. Whatever heat protectant, leave-in conditioner you have, that's a good one. I do just spray this one toward the fragile ends, not tons, because I don't run hot iron through it anymore, but the blow dry will have a little heat. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of coconut curls. And I'm going to go blow dry, and I'll be right back, and then we'll do some styling. I don't put tons in. I just put a little bit. Again, I'm just looking for, I get it in the ends. I even work it up here so that it looks a little fuller when I'm doing my bangs, and all the way down. So this is going to add a little fullness. It's also going to hold the style. All right. And I do disguise this up here, and I'll show that to you in a minute. I'm going to go blow dry my hair upside down, and I shall return. Okay, I just blow dried my hair. I did it upside down, but then I brushed to smooth out the cuticle a little bit. But you can still see I'm pretty bald up here. We will disguise that as best we can. I'm going to use two tools today. I use the flat iron just for my bangs. And then I use the spiral one for the rest of my hair, and this is where I really get it looking fuller and thicker, and I'll show you how I do that. So let's go ahead and add the last couple things, which is a dry shampoo. This is excellent, excellent right after you wash your hair and you dry it to give fullness. So I'm going to go upside down. I'm going to spray at the root, and I'll show you. And I rub it in. And then I'll take another check, go about like this, rub it in, so that we can get some lift, and then I kind of go in here, the sides, just to give a little fullness at the root, and sometimes even into the bangs, because it helps my bangs look fuller too. So you can see I'd already fluffed things up pretty well. And that's what I want. You can use a round brush for this. Forgive the dirty brush, but I'm using it's like a detangling brush, and I really like this one. I'm going to use it on my bangs, and I blow dry it with a brush, not a round brush. You can. I did it with a straight brush just to get the curl out, because I have a lot of curl and frizz in the fringes of my hair. I don't do much with this section over here. I will probably touch it with a flat iron, but that's about it. So what I do is I'm going to make sure I turn this down so it's not at 400 degrees. I just go through one swipe and follow with the brush, and that's about it. I kind of do it over here too, because I have a cowlick and I want it to blend seamlessly into the rest of my hair. A round brush would work just fine with this, and I kind of let it cool for a second before I fiddle with it. I'm just going to smooth this little chunk out. And then what will happen is that I'll just brush through that, and that'll probably be the way it stays. But before I spray it, here's where I go disguising. I'm missing a product. I usually use a tinted hair fiber too, but in the meantime, this is an easy one. This is Root Touch Up, and I get in there and I spray the scalp area where it's really bold. And I go back in here because I can't see too much, but I know that there's a spot back in here, and on the other side as well. I don't do tons, you know, you don't have to go crazy with it, but it just needs to cover the skin that shows, and I just want to make sure that, and then I go back over and brush it to make sure it's blended nicely into the hair. So see, you could cover, you can still see the scalp a little bit, but it's more covered up. Now I'm going to spray the bangs, and then we'll get into the rest of the hair. So we're going to lock that in, and I spray it all over because I want it to lock in the root cover as well. Clip the hair out of the way. What I do usually is I split it down the middle, and then I'm going to cut it in half here so that I have I'm doing the bottom half and then the top half of the hair. So we have 2 sections. Now, if your hair is already thick, you might have to do it in 3 sections. I don't have enough hair to do that, so 2 sections is sufficient for me. Clip this out of the way. Make sure that this is tangle free. Take a section here. I don't take too small of a section because I don't want it overly curly. I just want the fullness of like a beachy wave. So I take this, and you can use whatever wand you like. I happen to like this one because it gives me that instant beachy wave, and I go out to about here. I don't go to the very, very end. And I count to about 15 or 20 depending on how hot this thing is. So this one does not have a gauge. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we'll see if that's sufficient for that. And that's about what I like right there. So that's perfect. So I'll do that. I'll do it one more time and then I'll fast forward through this because this is all the same. I'm doing it away from my face, which is how I prefer it. If you like to do it every other direction, that's fine too. That might even give you more fullness. I'm just used to doing it in one direction and I like it that way. So about 15 seconds on each one. There we go. I don't want it overly curled, just enough to give a little bit of wave. So I'll finish this side and we'll jump into the next. So before we go on to the second section, I'm going to spray it and let it cool. I don't brush through this yet. I spray it and let it cool. And that's a key too, is to letting it cool. And then my wave lasts till my next wash, which could be 3 days. So sometimes even 4. I don't overwash my hair either. That's another tip. Whether you color your hair or you have fragile hair or you just, unless you have extremely greasy hair, you know, oily hair, then don't wash it every day. That's just, there we go. So I'm going to take a section here. Same idea. I'm going to go closer to the root on this because this is where I want lift. So I'm going to wind it up as close as I can without burning my scalp. And this one I'll go a little further into the end because this is not going to be the actual ends of the hair. It's going to blend in. And this is bedhead, by the way. I'll just let you know. This is a bedhead spiral one. And my flat iron is, where's my flat iron? Salona. And I got this when I was traveling to Amsterdam last year because it had the correct plugs for both outlets. Okay, I finished curling both sides. I'm going to lock this top one in with a little hairspray. And what you need to do at this point is let it cool for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'll show you how I finish it up and make it look fuller. Because right now you just got the ringlets, but that's good. Let it set. This will hold the style longer. So I'll see you in 10. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. And now you know if it's nice and cool. And this is when I play with it. And you can lean back and do this. I tend to flip over because I really want maximum volume. So I'm gonna flip over for you guys. And I start at the root and I just shake it up in here at the base of the scalp, right in here. I don't brush it. Here's the key, don't brush. Pick it apart with your fingers. Just kind of spread it out. Pick it apart with your fingers. Finger combing is great. I only brush the next day because that way I get the soft fullness, but I lock this in all day long, and that makes sure that I have a style for a few days. So then I kind of just fluff it up, especially up here at the crown, because I really want that. And I spread it out, make sure it's all, not too many ringlets. There we go. That's looking pretty full. So one more little shot of dry shampoo up in here, because I really like a fuller bang. Just up in the sides at the root, just to kind of give that extra up at the root, up at the crown. When you're happy with it, you lock it in one more time, and I spread it out as I'm spraying. So continues to give that fullness. And there we go. That's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. I've been wanting to do a tutorial on hair for a while, but I'm now able to do it. I wanted you to see how I do it and what I was working with. So no matter what your hair situation is, I hope you can take some tips from this and make it work with whatever your style is, whether it's short hair, long hair, curly, straight, whatever. There's some things in here I hope that you can use to make your hair fuller and thicker looking and fool everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of this video. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more of it, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much. I love you all for your support. Mwah. Peace.